All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Real Review. My name is Kevin.
And I'm John.
And we are The Real Movie Guys. And thank you for joining us for this very special event that we're having right now, known as Jurassic June. Today, we are reviewing the third entry in the Jurassic Park franchise, Jurassic Park 3, so originally titled, Oh My God. If that gives you an indication, I really don't like this movie. Now, John, what are your impressions early on with this movie?
Well, going into this movie, I didn't want to think about it as how when I saw it the first time, how I didn't enjoy it. I wanted to go in with almost like a fresh new mind.
Right.
And even that didn't work out for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was just so discombobulated. So just not great.
Yeah.
It was almost like just not even from the same movie set.
No, it doesn't feel it's connected. It doesn't.
I mean, with Dr. Grant returning and everything, and it just felt like I almost consider it like a dishonor to having Alan Grant back in this movie.
Right.
Bringing him back to this movie because it was just not that great.
No, and I 100% agree. It's good to have the opinion when you go to watch a sequel that, maybe this will be something new. You shouldn't go into it super negative, obviously. Being younger when I watched this movie, I was probably still excited about it. I mean, my younger days, I probably wasn't as, film snobby as I am now. But, I probably enjoyed Jurassic Park 2, Lost World to an extent. So Jurassic Park 3, oh, great, more dinosaurs, great. I remember as a kid not liking this movie. So if that tells you anything, yeah. No.
You were a snobby kid, weren't you?
So what is Jurassic Park 3 about? Jurassic Park 3 essentially is a boy goes missing parasailing early on in the movie, and after that we're introduced back to Dr. Alan Grant. Sam Neill is back. Yes, he's visiting Laura Dern from the previous Jurassic Park movies, who we love here. Visiting her, relating about life, and Dr. Alan Grant, I'm never going back to that island. Nothing's going to get me to go back to that island. Well,
no
sure
matter
enough,
how much money.
No, sure enough, somebody gets him to go back to that island. Pretty much you have William H. Macy and Téa Leoni. They play the Kirbys. They convince Dr. Grant to help them survey the island because they want to do a scenic vacation of the island. Little do they know, though, that they're going to betray Dr. Grant, and they're pretty much looking for their missing son who was, shown at the beginning of the movie. That's the plot to this movie. It's really stupid. I'm just going to say it right out there. What am I watching? This is not a Jurassic Park movie.
I also think, you can almost tell how stupid the movie's going to be when after they crash land and they're down there and Dr. Grant goes, well, we're going to go this way. So if you want to have any chance of living, you might as well go this way.
Yeah.
And then they go, well, what about our son? And he goes, well, we're not going to find your son. There's a good chance he's dead, and we're lucky if we make it off this island alive.
Well, let's talk about a positive. A positive, I would say, Sam Neill is probably the biggest positive in this whole movie. He's still got it. He's still Dr. Grant. He works with the dialogue that he has, comes across like I expected, except for minus one little thing. But overall, he's still doing his part. He's still great. I think my only complaint with his character was he's a little more negative in this movie. I know he had a bad experience with the island, obviously, and that's traumatic and whatnot. I just don't feel like that would have been a natural turn maybe for his character. I think there maybe would have been a little more intrigue.
Well, the weird thing,
not as I hate like, oh, they're all monsters there, which we're gonna talk about. But he's like, oh, they're all monsters, dinosaurs. I still think he would have that appreciation for the dinosaurs because he still obviously has it for the raptors and whatnot. But then his
Well,
whole tone about all dinosaurs are monsters just seems like a little, yeah, I don't know, a little sharp a turn for the character.
also like with your what you're saying there, like it's weird though because he's still studying dinosaurs.
Right.
It's still his whole life is up all about dinosaurs.
Yet he
So
hates
if he
them.
didn't, so if he didn't care about like these creatures anymore, he wouldn't be still doing this for a job.
Right. Right.
So it seems like he's kind of going into this like, well, I'd rather just dig up bones all day because I guess because it's safer
Yeah.
in a
I don't
way.
know. I don't even know if that's the reason. It's not really. I think he's just mad because he almost got killed on an island, and he's just really upset about it still. Which, whatever. Again, it's not enough character motivation for me. Uh, I guess the rest of the cast is pretty bad. I don't know if it's not necessarily the cast fault. I would say I think it's more what they were given that hurt these
Like the script
characters.
and stuff.
Yeah. William H Macy I love, and I do love Taya Leone as well. Uh, William H Macy I love, but I don't love who he is in this movie. So sometimes it is hard to separate a character that you know pretty well, like an actor that you know and you've seen before. So I don't know if I was trying to get some like from that in this movie crossing over, but I don't know, it wasn't working for me. None of the other characters, especially Billy in this movie, who is Dr. Grant's assistant. He's by far like the most wooden actor I've ever seen in a movie. He's definitely up there.
Yeah.
The man's got no emotion going on. He's stealing raptor eggs, spoilers, and he's like no, it's I don't believe a word he's saying coming out of his
Well,
mouth. I'm
also like
sorry.
the story in the movies just not only is it all over the place, it's just written bad.
Yeah, well, the
Like
logic
it's
issues alone. I mean,
hard.
there's so many logical issues. Like when they were writing this script, I don't know how many drafts they could have gone through this script, but I don't know if they just took every single one they had and just threw it all together and then they made a movie. I'm kind of leaning towards that being what happened because you got like a comedy trying to come through, you got a monster movie peeking out. It just doesn't work. None of it. It's all mishmashed and doesn't work at all. Like I said, the logic issues maybe more so than anything else. You have, this boy living on an island for 8 weeks, being absolutely fine, fighting dinosaurs with like gas and stuff like that, and then you have friggin' Billy, who's gonna steal raptor eggs. And even though he knows he shouldn't, he does it. Like it's just like, come on. I'm sorry. It's like the logical holes in this movie just blow my mind.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. That's a good expression I think I would use for it. But other positives, I don't want, like I said, I don't want to crap all over the movie because there's a couple things I do like. Very small, but there are a couple things I like. I do enjoy the Aerodactyl atrium scene. I thought that was well shot and well composed, especially the reveal of the pterodactyl coming out, or the pterodactyl. It comes out of the mist. You see this
Oh
big
yeah.
bird and it just grabs the kid and flies off, and that was pretty cool. I've never seen that before, so that was a cool shot. I think whoever thought of that, good job on that. And I do appreciate that. That was different. Uh, that was good. The Spinosaurus lake scene I think is very well done. Uh, you can argue that's like the climax of the movie at that point. Really well done. Like I said, the Spinosaurus was actually practical in that scene, which is odd because you waited till the end of your movie to use more practical effects for your biggest dinosaur when you should have probably showed that a little earlier on. That would have been more appreciated. But I mean, at least we got something. A lot of CGs in this movie too, which I think hurts it, especially as far as this movie ages.
Yeah.
It doesn't age well because of that. I mean, even the airplane, everything's a lot too much is CG in this movie, and I think that does impact it a lot. The only other positive I think I would probably land on this movie is I can appreciate the raptor intelligence angle that they were going for. Not that it works, because ultimately it doesn't, but it was something they've been leading up to this movie, so it was something logical to talk about and to bring Dr. Grant into. You kind of ruin it later on, though, when Dr. Grant gets a voice. He pretty much gets the vocal chamber of a velociraptor. They make it on a 3D printer. And he has it because he's studying the raptors. Apparently he can quote unquote communicate with them now out of nowhere and blows into it and makes the noises. And that stops the raptors from hunting them. So good for you, I guess. I don't know how that works out, but
It's almost like the when they have the T-Rex who can't see you if you don't move.
Yeah, but this
They
is really
needed something
stupid.
where the raptors don't catch you.
Yeah, well, you run away from the raptors or you fight them and get away. You know that tends to work, be a little more interesting. Which again, part of my issue is my biggest, absolute, hugest issue I have with this movie, and it's something that's going to carry on going forward when we get into the next two features. The movies are becoming, maybe not so much the next one, but the movies are becoming more about monsters than they are about dinosaurs. The other movies have a feeling where the dinosaurs are still animals, and they're invading their space, and it makes sense why they're attacking them. But now it's becoming like they're being chased by the Spinosaurus throughout the whole movie. Like, why the hell does the Spinosaurus care about these couple people? He's just
Yeah.
following them the whole time, lurking in the shadows when a cell phone goes off in his stomach, which is another issue I didn't even get into yet. But we're turning these into like just like a monster movie. That's really what it's turning into. It's not about the animals; they're just monsters at this point.
Yeah, it's like kind of lost the purpose of what I feel like it was set out to be too.
Right? No, it's not about like the majesty and the discovery of dinosaurs. This one's just like a monster, like a cheap monster knockoff monster movie. That's really what it feels like. It feels like a low budget monster movie, even though the budget's probably pretty high for this movie. But that being said, no, it feels like a monster movie, and I really don't like that. And that lends into other problems. So you're gonna be a monster movie. Okay, I can maybe understand that to an extent. I'd be okay with that. But now you're adding all this weird humor in the movie. Like, who thought that was a good idea? It's like almost like if Joss Whedon like went into like Halloween and just started like injecting it full of comedy out of nowhere. I don't understand where this is coming from. You have the cell phone going off in this dinosaur's stomach, which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Then they're fishing out the cell phone out of the poop of the dinosaur. And not even that, they have a scene where literally a dinosaur is going to come, it's like a form of a T-Rex, it's a breed, I guess, a type of whatever, comes up to them, sniffs them, doesn't attack them because they smell like crap, and looks at the camera and then walks away. What the hell is that? I'm so sorry. What is that? There's some Looney Tunes jokes going on in this movie. No. I mean, even the Nightmare Raptor I can get over. In the beginning, when they have the raptor with, Dr. Grant's sleeping, and then he looks up and there's a raptor on the plane with him and goes, Alan! Which, again, ironically is the most famous scene in the movie, but even that I can give a pass. I'm like, okay, it's a dream sequence. It's meant to be a little off-putting. But no, you literally, like, have a dinosaur look at the camera and say, these guys smell like crap, and walk away. What does this become?
Seriously.
What does this series become? It hurts. It hurts in so many ways. You have Sam Neill back, who's a great actor, a great iconic character, who he's good in this movie. He deserves way better script. I'm so sorry, like way better, way better. I mean, this doesn't even work as a good action movie, honestly. Besides the Spinosaurus scene and maybe the atrium scene, I don't really. Even those scenes aren't even like above average. They're average. They're good. Maybe because they're only good because the rest of the movie's so bad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how I'm looking at it. I don't know. I'm a little off put by it, to be honest.
Yeah. I agree.
So what else? We the CG we talked about. There's actually a funny scene if you watch early on in the movie, which I know I talked about the CG a little bit. There's literally a scene where the dinosaurs are running when they're looking out of the plane. They're literally like copy and paste assets of the same dinosaur. If you look at it, like they're the exact same dinosaurs, just copy and pasted into the frame. I think that's hilarious. And you let that come into your movie? Like, I know CG is expensive, but come on, guys. Like, see, you couldn't do something a little better with that?
Paste.
Yeah. And, like, another negative, just two quick things. The lucky bag. Like, if you're gonna borrow anything from like the universe of Jurassic Park, you're gonna borrow the lucky. There was a lucky bag in the Lost World. We even talk about that in our review. I thought that was like, okay, whatever. You borrowed the lucky bag thing again. It was so great and so wonderful. You need another lucky bag. Okay, whatever. Fine.
Seriously.
Fine, whatever. And the last thing is the score. I feel like is a little disappointing for me for this movie. It's not by John Williams, which I can tell. I feel like the score, it tries to emulate something great, but fails. Ultimately, it's a little cluttered for me. just doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry, like the scenes weren't escalated in any sense by the score, and it's a shame because the music in Jurassic Park, even the Lost World, was very well done. So
Yeah.
I would expect that to carry on. Don't know why we couldn't get John Williams. Don't know why. Guess we couldn't afford that.
He
So
only wanted to work with Steven Spielberg.
maybe, and it's this movie is directed by Joe Johnston, which I do like him. The Rocketeer, is up there as one of my favorite like childhood movies. I do love The Rocketeer, but yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's his fault. I think it has more to do with the writers, because I think the scenes are competently shot. If that makes the cinematography is competent, I would say.
Uh-huh.
I don't think any of the shots are bad necessarily. I just think the script, and I think it was rushed, which is another negative or maybe a positive depending on how you want to look at it. This is the shortest movie in the Jurassic Park franchise. Clocks in I think like 93 minutes, which is
Yeah.
really short for a movie.
Yeah.
Which thank God. And no,
Well, even like like the ending's just terrible anyway.
well, yeah. Tell them about the end. So the end, we didn't even
Like,
touch on the end. So also, I'll brief you. So the beginning, they make quick reference in the beginning that Laura Dern, she doesn't end up with Sam Neill, which whatever. All you people are outraged by it. I don't care. That's not my problem. She mentions briefly that her husband works for the State Department in the beginning of the movie, so I guess that's a thing, right? That's not gonna. I guess that'll play into effect because we had to make that his only defining character trait. Which he's not a main character, but my husband works for the State Department. Yes, I do, honey. I gotta go. Bye. And he like disappears. Eventually, they get the cell phone back from the dinosaur poop, and they're able to call. Sam Neill does call Laura Dern's character, and I need help, and comedic scene, whatever. So what happens? What is the climax of this movie?
like, pretty much, they get off the island by a whole group of military people just appearing out of like nowhere onto this island, like almost like 1,000 people
So let me
to
preface
come get
this.
them.
There's one man standing on the beach, all by himself in a suit, and he goes to everyone and says, "Oh, are you guys blah 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 blah? We're here." And then the army shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And who's in the friggin' carrier? Oh yeah, Billy. I thought died in the beginning of the movie. Oh, he's fine now.
Oh, Billy's
Okay,
good.
Billy survived. Great.
Billy already made it back.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know how they got to Billy. Can anyone
I
explain
don't
that
know.
to me?
Billy got in the helicopter.
We were
though.
talking about logic issues. Here's a logic issue for you. How did we get Billy? He was like in the atrium thing. How did the military go? So the military went onto the island, got Billy, and then came back.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
And
So
the best part is that then they go, "Hey, we're gonna need you to sit down." Like that's very important now.
Oh,
You gotta sit down so
here's even better.
Billy can just lay there.
We didn't talk about it in the last review because I think this is hilarious. So this is a continuation of a thing. I don't remember if it's in the newer ones, but it's at least in two movies. Mysterious deaths, I like to call it. So in the Lost Worlds, when the T-Rex is coming to our shores, there's a boat full of people. All the people died on the boat. What's the problem with that? Oh, the T-Rex is locked up underneath the boat. So how did the T-Rex get into the cockpit of the boat and eat those people and then go back underneath the boat? Without destroying anything or tampering anything. There's like just body parts like hanging there. They just mysteriously all died.
They're just gone.
So let's continue with that. At the beginning of this
And
movie.
wait, the T-Rex could also swim though.
Not even that. He went into the cabin. He somehow squeezed his large body into the small door of the cabin, delicately ate those people, and then went back underneath. Okay, that totally happened. So now in this movie, at the beginning of the movie, when they're parasailing, there's a boat, obviously dragging the parasail, and those people disappear. What the hell? They just mysteriously
Seriously.
disappear? There's no dinosaurs. There's no mist. Is this The Mist? Is that what we're watching now? I didn't know we were watching The Mist. It wants to be a horror movie so bad. I guess that's what they were doing.
They got desperate.
Yeah, so, I mean, Billy surviving. Billy could have just died. He made a mistake. Guy should have died.
Hi, Billy.
He wasn't doing much for the movie anyway. It wouldn't have mattered.
No. Unimportant.
No, but guys, seriously, if you... I hate saying this. I really do, and it's not something I usually recommend, but you don't have to watch this movie. There's no reason. I would not recommend it. I mean, if you want a cheap laugh and you just like dinosaurs, I guess that's fine. My final verdict on this movie, the letter grade, I'm gonna give Jurassic Park 3 a D minus.
Whoa,
Now, John,
damn,
I
that's
weighed it.
cruel.
What is your final grade for Jurassic Park 3?
I'm gonna give it a C.
A C?
A C. A C.
You're driving me nuts, man. I can't handle
I
you.
know. Your D
No.
minus
This is
is
a D. I can't give it an F because I did find some enjoyment. An F to me would be the worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's bad. It's really, really bad. I wouldn't give it an F, though. I wouldn't say it failed, but no. It's, I mean, spoiler alert, even for this podcast and, our reviews, this is probably this is the worst movie in the Jurassic Park franchise, hands down. It is. It's by far the worst movie. That being said, though, like I said, we're on a little different spectrum here. But John, where can the guys find us at home if they want to check us out? What should
well,
they
you
be
can check
doing?
us out on YouTube at TheReelMovieGuys. Like, subscribe to our channel. You can also check us out on Twitter at The Real Movie Guy. And you can also listen to us on many different platforms on podcast.
Oh, yes. For your listening pleasure, we are available on multiple podcasts as of right now. Right now, you can check us out through Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and last but not least, as of right now, Pocket Casts. Maybe you're listening to us there right now. If you are, that's great. We really appreciate it. If not, check us out there. Just check us out on YouTube. We always appreciate it. Last thing I'm going to cheaply plug before I let you guys get back to your lives right here. We are currently selling our t-shirt. Oh, the Real Movie Guys Real Night logo t-shirt is now available. John, where is that shirt available right now?
It's available at Teespring/Real Movie Guys.
Yes, it has a
The Real Movie Guys.
beautiful design on the front of the Real Movie Night, which is our current logo. And on the back, it's got our name for free advertising. That way you can show it off to all your friends and let them know you're listening to us.
That's right.
Anything you pick up, we get a little bit of profit. We greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel going. If you want one, that's great. If not, hey, totally understand. A like and thumbs ups, more than appreciated at this point.
And plus, they look awesome, like awesome T-shirts that you really don't even notice.
Oh, they're pretty cool. I have to say. I ordered mine. Don't worry, guys. I ordered mine. It's on the way. I'll be wearing it. I'll be showing it off for you. That being said, though, my name's Kevin. This is my buddy John over here. We are the Real Movie Guys. This has been a segment of Jurassic June, the Real Review series. Next episode, we'll see you guys. That's going to be Jurassic World. That brings Jurassic Park maybe more up to snuff right now, and with its whole list of new problems, I think. But hey, we'll get to that. Like I said, though, we'll catch you guys in the next video. See you next time.
See you.